Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of the Gem City Gridiron Roundup podcast. As always, I am your host, Dalton Van Pelt Scotch on the sidelines. Joining us this week, free from the quarantine, is the commissioner, Zachary Stewart, rocking the stash. As you know, it is November. And also joining us is one-hit wonders, Drew. How's it going, Drew?
Oh, great. Thanks for having me.
Excited. Yeah, you're welcome. Excited to have you on. Where do you think we should start, Zach? You know where we should start.
Yeah, we'll start with the IRL in real life football.
Man, sounds so excited.
I know. I was trying to pull the NFL game schedule up. I'm actually really excited. There was a lot of good games this weekend.
You know what I've really noticed this week is it's kind of lonely when there's only football on.
Yeah.
We were getting overloaded with so many sports and didn't know what to do with it, and now all we have is football.
Hey, this week we do have football, and we have my beloved the Masters tournament this weekend as well. So it'll be Masters Sunday and the NFL on Sunday. So I will be definitely put you to sleep. That's fine, but I'll definitely watch a little bit of golf this week.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I can watch it with Zach. That's about the only time in history I've ever been able to watch golf.
Well, I get riled up. I watch golf like I watch football. It's wild.
Nice.
I vividly remember one time watching a golf tournament. I had a full rack of smoked ribs in front of me and a 6-pack of beer, and that's all I did all day.
It's not a bad day.
No, not a bad day at all. All right, Packers, Niners. Packers take care of business. Aaron Rodgers looks good. Devontae Adams is a beast. And as long as Aaron has Devontae, I don't see that team losing too many games.
I've seen so many funny things like, what do you think about Devontae Adams? And everyone's like, he's good at football. And someone's like, that's a great analysis. He's great at football. Good job. Not much from that game. It was real sloppy. 49ers backup quarterback. No wide receivers. Packers took care of business. The only bright spot on the 49ers was Richie James.
Yeah, that guy won me a bet, I believe.
He did win you a bet.
Yeah, he did.
I'll touch on the bet right now. I have it pulled up. You surpassed in that bet. So if people remember, I had the Dallas Cowboys wide receivers total, and Dalton took the 49ers wide receivers.
Which is a horrible bet.
Which was a horrible bet both ways.
Wow.
I do have the breakdown. It was actually very, very, very close. Richie James scored 90% of these points. So the 49ers wide receivers had 38.6 PPR points. And I had Dallas, who scored 37.8.
Wow.
So close. Slim margin. One catch. That's all it was. One catch, a couple yards.
Well, CeeDee Lamb played pretty good, did he not?
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb had 6 or 7 catches. We can move on to this game now.
Yeah, sorry. Might as well just do it. Cowboys, and we're skipping ahead a bit, but we're talking about it anyway. Cowboys, Steelers. Zach and I were actually supposed to be at this game, funny enough.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's going to be a bad game. That would have been a bad game to go to, but it turned out to be a very good game with those Dallas wide receivers. 37.8, CeeDee Lamb, 6-7 catches, caught a touchdown. Mari Cooper had a couple catches. Michael Gallup, a couple catches. Ced Wilson, a couple catches. So all those added up was just 0.8 points short of that bet. I was adding them up. I'm like, oh, my gosh, it's going to be close. But Richie James had, I think, 33 of those points.
Dalton Schultz looked all right.
Yep.
Zeke, man, what do you do with Zeke? Is he just a flex play from here on out in good matchups?
In good matchups, he's an RB. I think once Andy Dalton comes back, it should be fine. They're still a little banged up on the offensive line. They are playing with their 4th-string quarterback. Granted, Garrett Gilbert did a very good job.
Yeah, he did.
Very good. But I think Zeke still, with how weak running back is, he's still a back. He's still RB2. I'll get into some RB numbers a little bit later. But it's running back's so decimated, you have to roll him out there every week. I think
True.
he'll be fine. I know he was a little banged up this week, and he still handled a lot of touches. And they get the bye week. I expect Andy Dalton to be back after the bye week and Zeke to get back. I expect them to get back where you could probably play Zeke and Cooper weekly. And then I think CeeDee Lamb has definitely worked himself back into the flex play with that.
Yeah.
Definitely. But Pittsburgh, I mean, the story was Pittsburgh's wide receivers. All of them had great games. They all had 14-plus fantasy points. Claypool had the most targets. He had 13 targets. Deontay had 10. Juju 7. They all cashed in. All good plays right now.
Dallas's defense actually looked pretty inspired. That was kind of shocking.
Well, they definitely – I mean, they pulled out all the stops. Their special teams were amazing, which, I mean, of course we talk about special teams on this podcast. The fake hammy pull with the throwback, they almost return it for a touchdown. They get a squib kick and almost take it to the house. Zerline looked good, cashed most of their points in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they looked inspired, and it's good for the Cowboys. They're still right in the NFC East.
That's insane to say. I really don't feel like they are, but they kind of are.
Yeah.
Now, Drew, did you want to break down the Bills game?
Yeah.
Wait, question: Are you a Bills fan or a Seahawks fan? I can't tell.
Well, I was a Seahawks fan. Still am.
Oh.
Okay.
But I'm a Josh Allen fan.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha. I wasn't sure because you had a lot of Bills, but your picture is a Seattle picture, so I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah, pretty much. But
yeah, well, since they're your two favorite teams, go ahead and I'm guessing you watched that game.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was, I think, one of Josh Allen's best games.
Oh, by far. I mean,
as of yet.
Yeah, they came out and they said, Seattle, you can't stop the pass. We're going to come out and throw it every single down. And they couldn't stop them. They walloped Seattle, and the Bills' defense played great.
Yeah, it was a real eye-opener for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it was for Seattle especially.
Yeah. It was a free red zone weekend at my household, so I did catch quite a bit of that game, and just the Bills answered back every single time. They terrorized Russell Wilson. He looked like the shortest player that's ever put on a fucking helmet. Oh, my God, Zach, I ruined the rating.
Within 14 minutes in.
Oh, my gosh.
14 minutes.
Fuck. All right.
Why did you ruin the rating?
So there's this running joke where I can't go a full episode without cussing, even though I don't cuss that much in my normal life.
That's funny.
And when I upload these podcasts, I have to put whether it's explicit or clean, and I've only successfully had one clean podcast this entire year.
Definitely have a losing record.
Yes.
It must be a long hour for you.
Yeah.
That's why you get the whiskey.
Yes. Tonight is a Vieux Carré, which is a cocktail. That is. I'm gonna have to make another one at the break because Zach took so long that I.
Sorry.
Before we got here.
All right. Well, we'll keep moving on. I'll jump back. We had the Deshaun Watson versus Jake Luton, whatever. Luton. And the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, the Texans defense is horrible. But needless to say, the Jacksonville Jaguars are bad too.
How'd their defense do for you this week?
5.
Oh, you don't hate that.
No, but I'm always shooting for 10. But the first play of the game or the second play of the game for the Jacksonville Jaguars was a 73-yard over the top to DJ Chark, the safety completely out of position. And I was like, oh gosh, here we go. This is gonna be a long day. And then James Robinson just was running all over him.
Yep.
But that's the bright spot for the Jacksonville Jaguars is James Robinson. Definitely the free agent pickup of the year across all leagues. People got him super early after
week 1.
What?
It was after week 1.
Before week 1.
Oh, that's right, because the report came down that the undrafted guy was going to be starting.
Yeah, because Raquel Armstead had COVID.
Yep.
Divino Zigbo was placed in the IR spot, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be this James Robinson undrafted kid," and he's RB4 on the year. He is lighting it up. When we can move to another toilet bowl, we got the Giants and the Washington football team. Great moment. At least Alex Smith is back on a professional football field. That's
For a
about
professional
the only
football team.
on the professional football field. Yeah. That was about the only bright spot of that game. And Terry McLaurin going nuts.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin did go nuts. I got flashbacks to Larry Fitzgerald running through the Steelers secondary.
Man, don't bring that up.
Broncos, Falcons. The Falcons tried to give another one away. They had them down and out early in this game, huge lead, and then they tried to piss it away. I turned this game off, and then Drew Lock decided to be Phillip Rivers again.
Yeah, they were talking about the Broncos. The Broncos would be really good if every game started in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
That's about it.
Matt texted me about that same thing. He concurs.
Yeah, the Falcons are so bad, and so are the Broncos. They're bad.
Speaking of bad teams, Titans beat the Bears. It was a lot closer than it should have been. I don't know what's going on with the Titans offense. Maybe they're just playing pedestrian on purpose, but
the Bears defense is good. I mean, that's the one
point.
thing keeping the Bears somewhat in it. I mean,
the Bears had 5 yards in the first half.
Yeah, and it was like 3-0 at halftime. I mean, they gobbled up Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry had 21 carries for like 65 yards, and one carry of that went for like 22. So he had like 20 carries for 50 yards. So pretty lackluster. Jonnu Smith gets in garbage time, which is great. But I think the best game of the day though, Chiefs-Panthers.
Yeah, that was a really good game. I had that game on the small screen, and Red Zone kept cutting back to it.
Oh yeah.
The Panthers were putting it to them, and then Patrick Mahomes just kind of said no more.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes says, "I'm Patrick Mahomes."
Wow.
Yakata.
Do you see that play on the goal line?
Which one?
The one they're calling it Ferrari right.
Uh,
To the Chiefs. You have to look it up. They're calling it Ferrari right. Mahomes is in the shotgun. Kelsey looks like he's pointing, like that needs to be an audible. Pat Mahomes goes up, starts like chirping out something, runs back like a jet sweep, takes the snap, acts like he's going to run it, takes a hard jab step, turns around, and Demarcus Robinson is firing across the end zone. And like you'll have to watch the breakdown of it. Like,
are you talking about when they put their quarterback in motion?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a cool play.
Yeah, they're calling it Ferrari right, and it's awesome. If you see
that's so weird. It's so weird to see a quarterback go in motion.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then like if you see like the slow mo, Dan Orlovsky broke it down, and like all the defensive backs and linebackers are just in panic mode. They're oh crap, like they thought he was calling an audible, and then they all like jump to the line of scrimmage, and he's just like whoop, Demarcus Robinson beat him, boom, and it's a sick play.
Drew, what other games did you check out on Sunday?
Well, it was mainly the Bills game, but I was mainly watching the Red Zone too. So
all right,
I didn't watch any specific game the whole game, especially. But I am sick that I traded Holmes now because giving you so many points.
Yep, sorry. Well, it didn't help. Beckham got hurt, and that's why.
That probably was your best trade ever.
We've had far worse ones than that one.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes me feel.
We've had far worse luck than that.
I mean, you still have Josh Allen, so it's fine. I mean, you had to move one of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Ravens Colts.
Yeah.
The Battle of Baltimore, and the Ravens took this one. The running game looked good. Lamar Jackson looked pedestrian in the passing game, but he's got his legs back under him.
Yeah, Colts kind of coughed it away. The Colts played really good in the first half. The best highlight of that game is when there was the fumble recovery, and Phillip Rivers falls on his ass, and they jump right over him to score the touchdown. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. The Fighting Dalvin Cooks whooped up on the Lions. It was closer than it actually should have been. Matt Stafford gets knocked out with a concussion. Chase Daniel comes in and
throws a pick.
Yeah, without Matthew Stafford, the Lions are even more like the Lions and the Lions.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Another game that was in the red zone quite a bit was Tua versus Murray. That was a pretty good game.
Yeah,
The Fins and the Cards. Kyler Murray he's a man on a mission. They're playing good. Granted, Tua's second career start. Tua kind of got him going, and
Yeah, he didn't look too bad.
yeah, it looks
oh,
good.
he looked good. Remember at the beginning of the year when I said nobody watches the Cardinals games, and then every week since then I've kind of wished that the Cardinals were on?
Oh, all the time. Like Kyler Murray, like he's making. I mean, it was a little bit of disappointment for Chase Edmonds. A lot of people had high expectations for Chase Edmonds this week, but Kyler Murray, he's slinging it all over the yard, running it all over. I did see this one thing. It was talking about Tua, Herbert, and we can move on to the Chargers in a second. Tua, Herbert, and Burrow, because three good quarterbacks in this class, at least from what we've seen so far. And granted, we have a bigger sample size from Burrow and Herbert, but I can't remember which analyst said it. But they said Burrow and Herbert are going to be the Ben and Eli, while Tua is going to be the Phillip Rivers of the draft class.
Ooh, yikes!
And don't get me wrong, Phillip Rivers, I think he'll get in the Hall of Fame eventually, but that means no Super Bowls. But I saw that. I mean, I could see it, but I mean, obviously, very small sample size from Tua. But
speaking of Hall of Famers, that moves us on. Well, I guess we can talk Raiders, Chargers, and then we'll get to the Hall of Famers.
Justin Herbert, classic. Chargers lose by 1 score. Raiders score a bunch of weird touchdowns and get.
Raiders are shocking everybody right now. They're going to be a playoff team.
Yeah, they'll be a playoff team.
All right. Speaking of 2 Hall of Famers, we had the GOAT taking on the GOAT. Who's shorter?
I did not watch this game. I just wasn't feeling it. I'm glad I didn't watch it. I kept checking the score. I was like, well, there goes my kicker. I'm not getting any points. I was glad to see, at least I saw the highlights. Good to see Michael Thomas back in. See, they've kind of worked him in. Didn't play out every snap, but worked him in. Got 5 for 50. That role will grow quite a bit.
I just saw Taysom Hill running all over the place. The Saints offense finally looked good, and I don't know what the hell happened to the Buccaneers offense. The Saints defense actually came to play. Secondary was mauling those receivers all night. You got the injury to Chris Godwin. He played with 2 fingers on one hand, and then Mike Evans got hurt, I believe.
Yeah, he's been banged up, but I've heard so many things. They're like, well, this is what happened. This is what happens when you bring Antonio Brown in.
Just shit the bed.
There's another one.
Shit doesn't really count.
And if you're talking about a shitty game, let's talk about 2 bad teams. The Patriots, bad.
Dude,
bad.
Joe Flacco, man.
Joe Flacco, yeah,
he's killing it, bud.
Yeah, he was slinging it past Joe Montana.
He did pass Joe Montana. That tells you the type of fucking league we have here. It's just odd.
He's pass happy.
Yeah, Joe Flacco got that ginormous contract after the Super Bowl victory. Didn't really live up to it. He's kind of he's a prehistoric quarterback in today's NFL. But he looked great.
Yeah, people forget he won a Super Bowl.
I will say Mekhi Becton's the real deal. Their left tackle, big ass dude from Louisville. But
I was listening to this other podcast, the Roto-World football podcast. They had talked about they rebuilt the Jets in a matter of 4 minutes on the podcast. They said, this is what you need to do. You need to fire Adam Gase, step 1. You need to go 0-16, step 2. You need to clean house. You need to bring in they were talking about this, hire Joe Brady from the Panthers. You bring in with him Curtis Samuel and Mike Davis, because they're both contract year players. They bring in their right tackle, who's also in a contract year, and you draft Trevor Lawrence. There you go. Rebuilt the Jets in about 4 minutes.
I think it's going to take a little bit more than that. But I like the thought. The Panthers' offense has been great. Yeah,
But yeah,
Matt,
I mean, most of those, like a coach leaving usually takes a little bit of.
27 points. 20 points.
What was that?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying Curtis Samuel gave me a ton of points this week.
Oh
and
yeah,
last week.
he's been on a roll the past couple weeks.
Yeah, he has.
Well, Dalton,
That's all
you
I
need
have to
a
say.
refill.
yeah, let's take a quick break. I'll get a refill, and then we'll do the matchups that matter. Enjoy
Right.
these tunes. And we're back. Tell you what, man, there ain't much better than a freshly sliced lemon rind. The zest on your fingers, drop it in the drink. Not too many things better than that.
What are you drinking again?
It's a vieux carré. It's a French word. I think it's like a
Well, what's in it is what I meant. Obviously, it sounds French.
It is 3/4 ounces rye whiskey, 3/4 ounces cognac, 3/4 ounces sweet red vermouth, 4 dashes of bitters, 2 of Peychaud's, and 2 of oh my gosh.
It's a very intensive drink there.
Yeah, and then you stir it over ice, or stir it over ice, strain it in over a large ice cube, and peel a lemon peel over the top, and that tastes delicious.
Nice. Maybe we'll have to have one of those.
It's a bit bitter for some people, but it's good.
I'm down to try it.
All right, matchups that matter.
All right, I'll start. I lost
Before you start,
Oh,
dude, this whole week was Underdog City.
Upset City.
I was gonna say,
Upset City.
I saw crazy.
What was that, Drew? Your mic crapped out a little bit.
Oh, no, just I think I need to restart my internet.
Oh, you're fine. What was it that you said?
Oh, just that I saw all under kind of from my win.
Yeah, I mean, all the upsets were wild. I mean, the bottom 4 teams actually all got a win. Pat got a win, Drew got a win, Blaster got a win, and Lean got a win. So it really condensed everything up.
Yeah, it's kind of a wash week.
Yeah, it really was. And to start it off, Blaster opt out for Harambe. Put up another 165 plus week. It helps when you have the man Dalvin Cook putting up almost a 40 burger. He beats me 167 and change to 144 and a half. Still had a solid week for myself. Just got a little lackluster from Derrick Henry and J.K. Dobbins. Nothing much for my kicker defense. And then set a perfect lineup. That's all I could really do. And then same with Blaster. He set a perfect lineup. Switched in J.D. McKissick last minute. Worked out well. Regardless if he would have played Naheem Hines or Kerryon Johnson, he still would have beat me. Good for him. You got Aaron Rodgers and Dalvin Cook and putting up big games, and everyone else just putting in solid work. Robbie Anderson, Mike Williams, Ebron, McKissick, Aaron Jones. Just solid week overall for Blaster. Gets him into the playoff mix.
Picks up Albert Akwubajunam.
Albert.
And, go ahead, say it.
Oh God, he just dropped them.
Yeah, he got put on injured reserve right after he picked him up.
Albert Okwuegbunam, or Albert O, as they call him in the football world.
Okwubajanobi. No, they've got a couple fun names. They've got a really couple cool names on that Broncos team.
Oh man!
One of my lieutenants answers the phone. Hello, this is Lieutenant Okajubanuibi.
Oh man! But needless to say, a good win for Blaster. He's got some podcast magic, back-to-back 165 pointers.
All right, we had my matchup. I lost the 2-time champ. He gets that 5-4 lead on the Lamore Bowl. Takes care of business, 147 to 123. I actually was up by 0.04.
Lamore Bowl.
Yeah, no, it's 5-4. I just counted it the other day.
That's not my count.
Well, learn how to count, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe I'll have to go back and look. I have a big difference.
DJ Moore, if I didn't need him next week, would definitely be riding Pine. That's 2 weeks in a row where he's done nothing, and that probably has something to do with Curtis Samuel's production.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, moving on. Drew, would you like to break down your matchup? Had you had a second to pull that up?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll pull it up. But,
All right, while he's pulling that up, I'll go ahead and break down Pat.
The Lamore Bowl pulled up.
All right.
You
Go ahead.
It's 7-2.
I thought it was 5 for him.
I think you were looking.
I don't know how to read.
No, you don't know how to read. You've beaten him.
That's a problem.
You beat him in the first year, and then he ripped off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row, and then you beat him last year.
I thought it was the bold.
Yeah, Bolds have the win.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I was looking at something else.
Needless to say, it's a lopsided matchup. Same with Blaster. Blaster's in mine. It's lopsided. I was 6-2. Blaster got the win though this year.
All right, Drew, did you have an opportunity to pull up your matchup?
yep, got it.
Go ahead and break it down for us.
Josh Allen was my big leader.
Fearless leader.
Yeah, he gave me. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he went off pretty much. He had, oh, my phone's all. So, give me once. 3 touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns for 415 yards, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. Let's see. Zach Moss wasn't too bad. He's the rookie
Yeah,
running back.
He's coming on.
Slower. And then Steven Diggs, he had a good day. He gave me 20 points. And obviously Julio Jones was decent. And Jimmy Graham was a surprise. He gave me 17 points. So not a bad matchup there.
I call him Jim. Jim Graham.
Jimmy Graham.
Jim. Not Jim.
Older, wiser,
Yeah.
less productive version.
Yeah, Jim Graham.
Yeah, the Seahawks taught him something. But yeah,
Man,
I had
didn't
Curtis
realize you
Samuel on my
14
bench.
points.
On my bench. I just picked him up too. My kicker.
Wow.
Yeah.
250s. 250 plus.
So
It's the number 2 kicker in all the land, by the
I
way.
know.
Yeah, just sitting out there,
He's
just
great.
waiting.
yeah,
He's got a great schedule the rest of the way too.
I'm looking on the fantasy site and it says he started 20% of the time. Still.
Wow.
Yeah, people
Surprising.
fall in love with their kickers and they don't ever move them.
Like me.
Like you, Mr. Rodrigo.
Rodrigo Blankenship.
Blankenship. I may or may not be moving on from my kicker once again this week.
I was going to move on from my kicker this week as well, and then I realized there really isn't anybody out there except for one guy, and his matchups aren't that great.
That's why I go week by week. Neither. Whatever.
Rodrigo Blankenship.
All right. Let's see.
Go back to we got Patrick and Stuart Brinkman. 108-62. The Brink put up a stinker. What is the Brink looking like lately anyway?
He's still hanging on. He's 4-5. He's got Michael Thomas coming back. So regardless if he played Drew Brees or not, he still would have lost. We were talking about Patrick's lineup last week. He had everybody on bye or injured. He was able to squeak out a win, picked up a few players, flipped the quarterback, flipped the defense, and added a running back, and he got a dub.
Yeah, he took our advice. He picked up Tyler Irvin.
But it was funny. It was funny after he did all this before the podcast came out.
Perfect.
Because the podcast came out on Friday and Tyler Irvin played Thursday.
Yeah, work happened.
Exactly. And again, Tyler Irvin and we can foreshadow with the bet. I lost that bet as well because Aaron Jones played. So good. Another bet win for Dalton.
I needed it.
They got about 24 points. There's only a 15-point threshold. I know I took the risk when Aaron Jones was maybe going to play.
I didn't think he was going to play. That's why I made the bet.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, I think if Aaron Jones wouldn't have played, I would have won that bet. Or maybe not. I mean, the 49ers sucked on Thursday night. So Tyler Irvin could have had a bigger night.
The 49ers defense doesn't scare anybody anymore.
No.
Moving on, Zach, go ahead and take the honors.
All right. We had another upset. We had Lean and Redskins Faux Life knocking off Dark Horse and Garrett. Another upset. Lean got a bunch of solid games. A big game from McLaurin and big game from Chark, which he's been hoping for all year long.
His running backs did nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Le'Veon Bell and Mike Davis. Mike Davis is gonna be back in the mix with CMC potentially out at least a week with a shoulder injury. Dark Horse been struggling a little bit with his running backs. He definitely threw out the good old Jordan Howard 19 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. Good for 1 touchdown a week. If you played all 16 games, I'm sure he'd have 16 touchdowns. But other than that, just a little slow game from Dark Horse. He should bounce back just fine. Threw in Antonio Brown. Definitely give him credit for looking for a home run hit that week. Didn't quite work out, but it's all right.
Speaking of Jordan Howard, is that another bet win for me?
Nope. It was if Matt Breida was active.
Oh, he was inactive?
He was inactive.
All right. I think I still would have won it.
I wouldn't say that.
He fell into the end zone just like he's supposed to. Rodrigo Blankenship.
Okay.
All right. We got Jake from State Farm. Heath finally stops sliding down to the basement, takes out the number 1 team in all the land and show me the money, despite a 37-point performance from Kyler Murray. Had he gotten the same spectacular performance from DeAndre Hopkins, we'd likely be spitting a different tune.
Definitely. Hopkins had a slow day. It was a big Christian Kirk day. Christian Kirk and tight end day. And Fitzgerald played really well in that game. And he also got a donut from Justin Jackson, as did many people did in other leagues. People projected Justin Jackson to be at least the top 15, 16 running back this week. But, of course, it had to be Kalen Ballage.
Cole, listen to me when I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Move on from the Chargers running backs. It will do nothing for you.
But just get your hopes up.
Move on from the Chargers running backs. They will do nothing for you.
But needless to say, it was a big win from Jake. I keep saying Jake. I don't know why. It's just because of the name.
Jake Fromm.
I know, Jake Fromm. But it was a big win for Heath. Needed the win.
All right. And that concludes the matchups that matter. Now let's move on to the matchups that currently matter, which is the Week 10 between – let's look at the Week 10 projections here. Now, projections are subject to change. We're not off the numbers anymore because not everyone sets their lineups early enough in the week, which is not a problem.
Nope.
It's all about personal preference.
Exactly.
First off, we got myself taking on Drew and the One-Hit Wonders. Both of us have some major bye week issues. I'm missing my stud, my number 1 player, Travis Kelce, as well as Amari Cooper and Todd Gurley, whereas Drew is missing Sammy Watkins
and Julio
Jones.
But I have Curtis Samuel to take his place.
There you go. Plug him right in.
There you go.
If you look at it, it appears we both have severe running back issues.
Yes, this week especially.
Yes. I have from day one.
Yes, that's true. Day one, never changed.
Well, hopefully Devonta
Yeah.
Freeman gets back this week. Jerick McKinnon's playing a little better. That's going to help you out a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I get the Brink 04 this week. Early projections don't matter. I do have my stud, Mr. Patrick Mahomes, on a bye this week. Definitely, I'm going to roll out me some good old Las Vegas Raider Derek Carr at this point in the week. Other than that, not many bye week problems. I have Pat Mahomes, obviously. He's got a Chiefs defense and Calvin Ridley on bye. But pretty much else than that, full strength. He's got Michael Thomas back. Of course, I just know Michael Thomas is going to go, probably 10 for 120 and maybe 2 touchdowns this week. Sounds about right.
Looking at the next matchup, it's Patrick and Dark Horse. That makes me not feel so bad about my running back issues. This is probably the first week where Patrick is not the one struggling at running back in the league.
Definitely not. He's getting Kareem Hunt back. Obviously, it's James Robinson. He's getting all his bye week players back. Darrell Henderson's going to be back again. And Dark Horse has a bye week conundrum like Patrick had last week.
His only player he can plug in at this time is Mark Ingram, who I don't know if he's even going to play.
We'll see. So
that should be a very watchable matchup between the two of them. How crazy is this? Look at this. You know how you said that the standings have really sandwiched together?
Yes.
We have someone who's 5-4, who's in the 5th position, and someone who is 4-5 in the 11th position.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
This sandwiched in after last week.
This week is going to be very important.
Yes. Speaking of which, the Corona division won 4-2 last week. So that makes a big difference too. A lot of the lower teams are in that Corona division. Got some big wins. All right, we have Lean and Heath. Looks like Heath has a few bye weeks. Kicker in a flex position. Lean has his one and only tight end on a bye. I am sure he will drop that tight end or make a move on Sunday morning like he does every week. So we will see how that works out this week. Otherwise, everyone's pretty healthy. You have to find a tight end, which is even more desolate than the running back position. You might as well shoot for high upside, and if he goes for 15, he goes for 15. And if he goes for a 0, that's tight end for you.
Now, the marquee matchup of the week.
Yes.
This is the one to pay attention to. It is the number 1 versus the number 3. Cole versus Cody. I think last week we also had a 1 versus 3, which was very entertaining.
Yeah, so technically this is 1 versus 2 because they're still in they're the leaders in opposite divisions, even though Sackett may be number 3 on the leaderboard. He does own the leader position in the other division. So it is 1 versus 2.
Two time. All right, go ahead and get this last one. You know your brother loves it when you give him bad luck.
Yeah, my brother, he takes everything so personal. I was at breakfast with Blaster this week. He's hoping to get a 3rd win in a row. Luke is back on another losing streak. Luke is potentially going to be getting Nick Chubb back this week. So we will see how that turns it around. But definitely Blaster has been playing the best fantasy ball out of the last couple weeks, back-to-back 165 pluses. And anything's possible when you have Aaron Rodgers slinging it all over the yard and Dalvin Cook running through everybody's defense. And it's a Monday night. It's a tough matchup for Dalvin Cook at Chicago. But tough matchup. Still book in, probably 18-20.
Drew, any thoughts from the week that was or the week that is to come?
No, not really. I'm just hoping to see, is it even possible for me to make the playoffs at this point?
Let me take a look. You would definitely have to win out. If you want to get in the playoffs, you're going to need to be 6-7.
Which is possible.
Which is 100% possible, especially this year with how sandwiched together everyone is.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
The goal is not to finish last in the playoffs. So
Fair enough.
Yeah, as long as you don't finish dead last in week 16, nobody cares.
That's right.
And what if you do?
You get to sit on the toilet seat during the draft.
You have to sign the last. Yeah, you have to sign the last place toilet seat trophy, keep it for the year, and then sit on it at the following draft. So
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, if I ever win that damn toilet seat, I am going to use it. So
no, you're not. That is
better,
that is gross. Don't ever do that.
you better seal those signatures by the time I get it.
Oh dear. I hope you never get it.
I hope I never get it too, but if I do, just know it will be used.
It'll be given to you with saran wrap and duct tape.
That's right.
I
right.
I have both the trophy and the toilet seat sitting next to me in my office because neither people from last year have them.
That's probably bad luck, but I guess
I have not touched either one of them.
No, you shouldn't. It's not the original suck up cup, so that probably has something to do with it.
Yeah.
I would like to think that we're the reason why Ryan Suck Up is still employed.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on.
Let's recap the bets from last week one more time, would you?
All right. So the bets from last week was which wide receiver had more points, San Francisco or Dallas. Dalton won that, 38.6 to 37.8. Under over Green Bay running back points, the same game. We weren't sure if Aaron Jones was going to play. I took the under, which was awful. Never take the under. Dalton took the over, got the over. I have a problem with this bet. I feel like you swindled me.
Which one?
On the kicker bet. 35 field goal attempts. I feel like you swindled me out of this one. You're like, oh, they only had like 36 last week.
37.
They kicked fucking 48. They weren't even close. 48 on Sunday alone.
The weather must have been better. There must have been more indoor games.
I was like, oh my God, I got crushed. 0 for 3 that week, which is fine. The season total for the weekly bets.
Yeah.
Myself 8, Dalton 7.
Wow, I made up some huge ground going 3-0 this week.
Yeah, you did. And the season long bets, all the season long bets are a wash. None of them are correct at the moment.
Okay, so I'll be honest. I didn't actually look at stats from field goals attempted from any week before last week. So I really didn't know what the average was when I made that line.
Awful. I was counting them up, and I'm like, you bitch.
It was Sunday only that you counted, right?
Yeah, it was only Sunday. There were a couple games that kicked like 7 field goals.
Is it you guys that are betting?
Yeah, we're betting. Yep.
So the bet is, if you can't tell, Dalton is going bald.
Yeah.
And if I win, Dalton has to grow his hair out for, what was it, 2 months?
1 month.
1 month. And
hair and a beard.
And then hair and a beard. Yep, because you can't grow the beard. You can grow the mustache.
Let's hope it happens while we still have to wear masks at work.
And then if I lose, I would have to rock a mustache
only.
Which I'm doing as a test run until my beard grows back.
A porn stash over there.
Yep. So that is the bet. So it's a total at the end of the year, winner take all. If it's a push, do we both have to do it?
No, we flip a coin, and Blaster is the one who gets to flip that coin.
I'm not relying on a freaking coin.
You both should have to do it.
That would be good.
Wow, I like that.
Maybe, yeah. I guess we could talk about that. Yeah, both of us.
And no, we're talking about it right now. If it's a push, then we both have to do it.
Good.
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay.
How does one get out of it? Oh yeah, the coin.
What's up?
Never mind. I forgot about the coin.
No coin.
He says no coin. If it's a push, we both have to do it.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
But and speaking of which, like the season long bets.
I think I'm winning.
You potentially, I mean, Adam Thielen is not a top 12 receiver. Godwin or Evans are not catching 13 touchdowns, and that's still possible for Evans.
Thielen is a top 12 receiver right now.
He's 15.
What?
Does anyone want to bet about the Bills going to the Super Bowl?
No.
These are like weekly bets.
Oh.
I have Alan Lazard top 40, still possible. MVS is 63, and Lazard's like 75 now. So it's still possible. Lazard should be back this week.
Top 40 was a bit of a stretch.
And then, yeah, top 40. I mean, that's why it was bold. Like
I didn't realize it. There's so many good receivers this year. It's more deep than you could ever imagine.
Well, we made it after week one, and they both had good week ones.
True.
And then you have Burrow as a top 12 quarterback. He's at 14.
Yeah.
And I have Ben, and he's at 15.
If I went Herbert, I would have won. He's quarterback number 9 right now.
Oh God, yeah. All right. So I have the bets. I will take all right, you take the first.
Hey, Drew, feel free to participate in this, all right? We want you to give us your input on this, what you would do.
Okay.
So I'll take the first one since you keep jumping the gun on me. I'm taking the first one.
All right. Zach's going to go first, then Drew's going to pick, then I'll pick.
Okay. So here's the stat line. So running back 25 for the season is equivalent to wide receiver 36.
Oh, you were talking about this when you called me the other day. I got you.
Which position scores more? So it's specific. Running back 25 or wide receiver 36. They're both – it's about a half a point difference. Like, they're real close. But wide receiver 36 is wide receiver 36. So you get running back 25 or wide receiver 36. I am going to take – I'm going to take wide receiver 36.
All right. Go ahead, Drew. Are you taking running back 25 or wide receiver 36?
Yeah, definitely running back.
Okay.
25.
Dalton? They're both close. Like I said.
I mean, I want to make this interesting and take the running back, but I don't really see any way that running back 25 beats wide receiver 26 or 36.
You're going to go wide.
Screw it. I'll make it interesting. I'll take the running back.
Okay.
Running back 25. Give me it.
Granted, there's 4 teams on a bye.
Yeah. I'm gonna lose
too. It hasn't been an overwhelming. Like, I went a week by week basis. Like, the biggest gap was maybe like 3.5 points. So
I'm gonna lose this one, but I'm taking the running backs anyway.
It was. I mean,
I think you're gonna win.
You could win.
You think I'm gonna win?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Dalton. Here's your first.
It'll go me, Drew, then Zach.
Yes.
Okay.
Both of these players have the exact same touchdowns total for the season. And they both play each other this week. Who has more total touchdowns? Josh Allen or Kyler Murray?
I mean,
it's both running threats. So who scores more touchdowns?
It's Kyler Murray. Go ahead, Drew.
I think Josh Allen.
All right.
Definitely Josh.
They're close. Like, Murray's had more rushing touchdowns. Josh had more passing touchdowns.
Josh Allen is having the MVP season that Cam Newton had in 2015.
Yet you're taking Murray.
Yeah, I'm taking Murray.
I don't see it.
Just to make it. I feel like we always just do this just to make it interesting.
What's the point? What's the point of doing bets that are that close and taking the same side?
I know. I'll take Josh.
All right.
And this one's gonna be fun. It's a tight end bet.
Oh, and they're bad.
So, Travis Kelce is tight end 1 by 57.5 points.
That was a good draft pick by me for once.
Yes. He is averaging 18.7 points a game.
That's insane.
Will a tight end score more than 18.7 points this week? Obviously you're taking out Kelce, who's a top 12 tight end. Hayden Hurst is the top 12 tight end, and Dalton Schultz is the top 12 tight end. So you're losing 3 top 12 tight ends. Will a tight end score more than Travis Kelce's average 18.7? I will. God, I always have hope for Titans. I don't know why. I'm gonna say yes.
Drew?
So am I in on this bet, or am I just helping you guys?
It's just your opinion. No ramifications.
Keep
Oh, I don't
track on
care
your own,
either-
you know what I mean?
I don't care either way. But I'd say yes.
I'm actually going to take the over as well. Zach, I will offer you the opportunity to up the over-under if you'd like. Maybe that might change my mind.
What would the number be? A flat 20?
I think
I don't know if
20.
I would take, I don't think I would take an over 20. Like, I mean,
I'll
like-
do over on 20.
see now you're making me. No, I can't do that.
Let's put it at.
I would.
Let's put it at 20.8.
I would do that.
I thought 18.7 was a fair number.
No, dude, somebody's going to go over because someone's going to have 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean?
Well, Irv Smith had 2 touchdowns and he only scored 15 points. He
That's
got
true.
2 passes for 2 yards and 2 touchdowns.
That's true. I still think 18.7 is a little low.
I'm just going with the average of the number 1 tight end.
I know what you were doing, and I appreciate it.
I'm still going to keep it at 18.7.
All right, I'm still going over then.
As am I.
All right, do you have another bet? We need to do another yearly. You want to think of a yearly this weekend when you're watching football?
Yeah, we could.
Could I be in on that one?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be fun.
I think, yeah, we can look at that. I'll look at it a little bit more. I was only prepared for. So I mean, either we're going to be tied or.
Yearlies are a little harder just because you try to set them up earlier in the year because you don't
now it's
know
kind of
who players are. Yeah,
But
It's more fun that way.
that's true.
I was thinking you would definitely take the under. Hang on.
No, I'm taking the over on that.
So it would have to be 20 point. See, at 20.8, you would take the over still?
Yeah, I do the over at 20.8.
Yeah, I probably would still. I mean, there's always you always hope. I mean, they're going to score like 20 or 0.
Ogunjobi.
20.8.
He's out. I'll tell you, he's going to score 0.
Ogunjobi. All those guys named Ogunjobi, they come out and they put up 20 points a game.
All right. Well, it looks like we're just going to have one bet this week or 2 bets.
Which is
The other
fun.
will be a push. Watch the top tight end score like 18.7. Watch at the average, and we'll both lose.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
It'll be awful.
Watch Jimmy Graham score 20 points.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm saying, man. One guy could score 20 out of nowhere, even though Kelsey's not there.
Well, yeah. I mean, every week there's been one guy that hovers around 20. Like there was one week, like tight ends in week 2, everyone was like all happy about tight ends. There was like 7 guys that had 20 points for tight ends.
Mhm.
Since then,
I wasn't.
maybe one a week that has like 20.
I had Gronkowski, who decided to come out and say that he's only a blocker.
I mean, he's definitely acting like he's only a blocker.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thought I'd get you on that one. I always try to pick ones like ahead of time. Like I'm usually on a side, at least on a few of them.
Right.
I was definitely thinking you would take the under on that, especially with 3 top 12 tight ends out. But
It's just tight ends are so damn random, man.
watch the top one be like 12 points this week.
I see Gerald Everett out of nowhere putting up 20 points.
Could.
He's coming off of injury.
And Ross Dwelly could score 20.
Makes you miss Antonio Gates
Jacob
and
Hollister.
Gonzalez, huh?
Greg Olson. How
Absolutely.
about Cameron Bray?
Dude, that guy is so slow. Greg Olson is so slow, dude. Have you watched his highlights?
He's
I
like
would never
32
throw that
years
dude the
old.
ball.
He's
Yeah,
like
I was gonna
38.
say what.
That dude. Yeah, dude, that guy has a better chance catching the ball in open field if he's in the damn, at the podium calling the game.
Yeah, there's tight ends a wasteland. We always talk about it. Everyone has high hopes for tight ends this year. Travis Kelce, like I said, 57.5 points better than Darren Waller.
Darren Waller's number 2.
Darren Waller, here's the fun. Darren Waller and Kelce have about within about 3 catches of each other, but Kelce has 3 more touchdowns and double his yards. That's what you get when you play with Patrick Mahomes and Derek Carr.
Well, Derek Carr is throwing a lot of bubble routes to Darren Waller.
Yeah, so
they're throwing lots of tight end screens.
Needless to say, I'll still be intrigued by the tight end bet. The other 2 are very close.
Drew, do you have anything else to add?
No, I don't. All good.
Fair enough. That was an open-ended question. You didn't have to have anything to add. It's fine.
Okay.
All right, and with that, I say my condolences to Justin Jackson, and we're going to go ahead and end this podcast. Zach, do you have anything else to add?
Nope. One other thing. Actually, I do. Trade deadline is next week. Trades have to be in and accepted by the 20th of November. Trade season's winding down. Don't think there's going to be a whole lot coming in the next week. Most people are settled in and in for the long haul at this point now.
Yeah. I think this year we might want to encourage people to try to make a push towards the deadline just so we have a little bit more fun. You know what I mean?
I'm always dealing. I'm always ready to deal.
All right, and with that, we end the 11th episode.
You said 10th at the beginning, but it is the 11th.
It is the 11th. I know I said 10th at the beginning. I said, wait a second. We're in week 10, which means it's the 11th episode.
Yep.
Because we did one before the week. All right. And with that, we end this episode. Enjoy these tunes.